Daily Broadside to 821. I want to vehemently apologize for my absence from this app. I've been stupid busy, and I just haven't had time to do these things. But here we are. I've also been lamenting and remorseful about the fact that Brent Hines has left Mastodon. One of my favorite guitarists, my all-time favorite band. It's going to be weird going forward. Ben Eller, one of the best YouTube guitarists on planet Earth, filled in for one of their shows, their new tour, but it's going to be odd. It's going to be odd. Not only guitar-wise, but vocally as well. And I'd also like to give out a shout-out to one of my newest followers, Sharon Wintermantle. I don't know her, never met her, but I would like to say that Wintermantle is one of the most badass names I've ever heard in my life. It sounds like a house in the great Game of Thrones, the Wintermantle. Like that's just a cool. Like I could see myself being like having that as a name. Like I could see myself changing my name to Wintermantle. That's pretty cool. So shout out to you, Sharon. Welcome aboard this ridiculous train that we've got going on here. But also, I'd like to just say kudos to your forefathers for just having a badass name. You ever seen this Tower of Death unicycle? You need to go on YouTube and watch it. Now, you can go on like one of these goofy Ringling Brothers Circus or whatever, and you'll find the world's tallest unicycle ride, and it's like 30 feet or something like that. And yeah, the guy's riding a unicycle that's 30 feet. But to me, I've tried riding a unicycle before. I go in about 4 feet, but I kind of get it. With some practice, I could do it. But it doesn't make any sense. It's a very uncomfortable way to travel. It's very impractical and everything else. But the point is, I would think that riding a normal unicycle and riding one that's 30 feet in the air is really just gumption. That's all that really separates the two. The act of doing it is the same. In fact, it's got to be a little bit easier because you got more time to react. It's kind of like, backing in a huge trailer, a really long trailer versus a little short trailer. I rented an auger, a pull behind auger one time, and we used an F-150 with a tonneau cover to pull it to the house. And because of that, and not having a rear view camera on that particular truck, we could not see that thing at all, and it was so short. As soon as you corrected it, just jackknifed. We finally had to take it off the ball, turn the truck around, and then drive it. We couldn't back it out of the driveway. It was like, it would have been complete luck to get that thing 30 feet out of the driveway. It was insane because you couldn't see it. That's kind of how I view unicycles of normal size, and then one that's 32-foot trailer or whatever. But I say that to say this: the guy in the circus has clearly got a tether. Okay, anybody can do anything with a tether. I'm pretty bold when you put me on a 30-foot unicycle and you got me tethered to the rafters, so that if I make a misstep, a miscue, I fall, I don't really plummet to my death. Because the thing is, Dennis Frasili or whatever, I think he's dead now, but he basically came up with this in like the 80s. And this dude was out on like a runway actually riding a 35-foot unicycle. And he would get on a lift, have a pneumatic lift or a hydraulic lift, and he would get on it, and then he would pedal out like maybe like 30 yards and then come back 30 yards. And while he was out on that little round journey, there was nothing stopping him from falling to a tower of death. And I'm like, that's pretty ballsy. I mean, it's one thing if you've practiced it for a while, but the first couple times you do that, like that's pretty badass. That's almost as badass, not quite, but almost as badass as Wintermantle. But nevertheless, I digress. I'd like to give some financial advice to a few people out there that might be listening that if these Doge checks, as they're saying, and I don't know, maybe this is just talk, maybe this actually is going to happen. I feel like it should. I feel like I do need like $60,000 a piece because we've given so much money, the government has just wasted it. That's our money, It'd be nice to get that back. But at any rate, whether they give you $5,000, $8,000, $2,000, $12, whatever, let me give you some advice, okay? Do not go out and put it down on a new car or a boat or a Sea-Doo or a Ski-Doo or a snowmobile or a jet ski or none of it. Just don't buy it. Don't buy a new stereo for your car. Don't put wheels on your vehicle. Don't do anything stupid and frivolous, okay? Take that money and put it in the damn bank, okay? Have some savings for a chance, Okay. There's no sense in going into debt when you get money. Like, that makes no sense, right? Whatsoever. First of all, if you've got credit card debt, and most people do, that's like the most freeing thing ever to get out from under. I got out of credit card debt probably in like 2004. I haven't had credit card debt since. That's the biggest, most thunderous waste of money there is. So let's say you've got 3 cards, okay? You've got this card, that card, that card. Take the smallest one and pay it off, okay? And if you can afford to, take the next one and pay it off. Don't pay down the big one. Knock out the little ones first, and then start whittling that down. That should be what you use this Doge money for, if it ever transpires, okay? Not to go out and be like, I've always wanted 26s on my Impala. You don't need 26s on your Impala when you owe credit card debt. You're never going to have any kind of wealth if you keep making these frivolous, stupid decisions, okay? Yeah, go out, treat yourself to a Texas Roadhouse dinner, in celebration of your newfound wealth, fake wealth. But do not, by any stretch of the imagination, go out and just blow it because it's free money. It's not free money. This is something that could change the course of your life in the next 10 years if you just play your cards right. If nothing else, just throw it in the bank. Nothing's changed. But if your transmission goes out next month, maybe you don't cry about it and have to take out a personal loan at whatever percent APR to try to pay for your transmission so you can still stay on the road and get to work. All I'm saying is be smart with your money. And if you haven't got a financial advisor, that isn't me, because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you some sound advice that's worked well for me. Go get one, okay? Go get a financial advisor. The money you pay to them will pay off in dividends of what they save and direct your path through life. And the younger you do it, the better you are. And lastly, before I leave you here, I had no idea that y'all were getting Brazilian waxes on your back. I thought all of them were done on all fours. I was way off. Hey, giddy.